In the middle of the Nevada desert, there is a place so secret that for decades the US government refused to even admit it existed. No signs. No official maps. And anyone who got too close was warned they could be shot on sight. But recently, forgotten files and declassified documents started revealing pieces of the truth. Not just secret aircraft. Not just Cold War experiments. But stories that some people believe involve technology far beyond anything the world had ever seen. So what really happened inside Area 51? Tonight, we are opening the forgotten files. And what they reveal is far stranger than the conspiracy theories. The base that didn't exist. For most of the 20th century, Area 51 officially did not exist. The US government denied everything. If journalists asked about it, they got silence. If pilots flew near it, they were warned to turn around immediately. And if civilians tried to get close, armed security trucks would appear from nowhere. Yet people kept seeing strange things in the sky. Test pilots flying nearby reported unidentified aircraft moving faster than anything known at the time. The Secret Aircraft Project. In 1955, at the height of the Cold War, the United States faced a terrifying problem. The Soviet Union was building nuclear weapons fast. But the US had almost no way to see what was happening inside Soviet territory. Satellites didn't exist yet. And sending regular aircraft over the Soviet Union was basically a suicide mission. The Soviet air defense systems could easily shoot them down. So the CIA came up with a radical idea. They needed an aircraft that could fly higher than any plane ever built before. Higher than Soviet radar. Higher than Soviet missiles. And to build such an aircraft, they needed a location that was completely isolated. Somewhere far from cities. Far from civilians. And far from prying eyes. That place became Area 51. Hidden deep in the Nevada desert, the base was chosen because it was surrounded by mountains and miles of empty land. Perfect for testing something the world had never seen before. The aircraft they were developing was called the U-2 spy plane. It looked strange. Long thin wings. Extremely lightweight. And it could fly over 70,000 feet in the air, far higher than commercial aircraft. When the first U-2 flights began over Area 51, something unexpected happened. Commercial pilots flying nearby started reporting mysterious objects at extreme altitudes. Objects that seemed to move silently across the sky. Many of those sightings were later reported as UFOs. But in reality, they were secret U-2 test flights. Because the aircraft was flying so high, the sunlight reflected off it in unusual ways, making it appear like a glowing object in the sky. This may explain many early UFO sightings in the 1950s. But the U-2 was only the beginning. Soon, engineers at Area 51 started working on something even more unbelievable. An aircraft that could fly 3 times the speed of sound. A machine so advanced that when people saw it in the sky, they were convinced it couldn't possibly be made by humans. And when the next project was finally revealed, it became one of the most mysterious aircraft ever built. The State Route 71 Blackbird. But according to some insiders, there were experiments happening at Area 51 that were never officially revealed to the public. And some of those experiments would fuel the biggest conspiracy theories in American history. The aircraft that looked like alien technology. By the early 1960s, Area 51 had already become the most secret testing facility in the United States. But the next aircraft developed there would shock even experienced pilots. Engineers were now working on something far more advanced than the U-2. A machine designed to outrun missiles, radar, and even enemy fighter jets. That aircraft would later become known as the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. When the Blackbird first flew, it didn't just break records. It completely changed what people thought was possible in aviation. The aircraft could fly over 2,000 miles per hour, more than 3 times the speed of sound. At that speed, if a missile was launched at the Blackbird, the pilot's best defense was simple. Just fly faster. And incredibly, it worked. The State Route 71 was never shot down by enemy missiles during its operational missions. But when this aircraft was secretly tested in the skies above Nevada, people on the ground saw something they couldn't explain. Pilots reported dark triangular shapes moving at impossible speeds. Others described objects that seemed to vanish in seconds. Radar operators sometimes detected strange signals that disappeared almost instantly. Because the project was classified, the government couldn't explain what people were seeing. So the rumors exploded. Many Americans began to believe that Area 51 was hiding alien spacecraft. Some even claimed the government was secretly studying technology recovered from UFO crashes. These stories spread quickly. Books, documentaries, and whistleblower interviews started appearing. And soon, Area 51 became the center of one of the most famous conspiracy theories in the world. But in the late 1980s, one man came forward with a story that shocked everyone. He claimed he had actually worked inside Area 51. And according to him, the government wasn't just testing advanced aircraft. They were reverse engineering alien technology. His name was Bob Lazar. And his story would turn Area 51 from a secret military base into a global mystery. But was he telling the truth? Or was it the most famous hoax in modern conspiracy history? Because when investigators started looking deeper into Lazar's claims, they discovered something strange. Pieces of his story didn't add up. Yet some details he revealed seemed impossible for him to know. And what he said about the technology inside Area 51 still fuels debate to this day. The Bob Lazar story that shocked America. In 1989, a man named Bob Lazar came forward with claims that would turn Area 51 into a household name. Lazar said he had worked on extraterrestrial spacecraft inside a top-secret site called S4, just a few miles from Area 51. He described ships that defied the laws of physics. Machines that could hover silently, accelerate faster than any human-made craft, and even bend the very fabric of gravity. But what shocked the world most was his claim about element 115, a mysterious substance used to power these alien crafts. According to Lazar, the element created its own gravitational field. It allowed the craft to essentially warp space and time. And it was completely unknown to modern science at the time. Skeptics immediately dismissed Lazar as a fraud. Scientists called his story impossible. The US government said nothing. But over the years, fragments of his story began to gain strange credibility. Element 115 was synthesized in a lab decades later. And the incredible capabilities he described still remain unexplained. Lazar's revelations sparked a worldwide phenomenon. UFO sightings surged near Area 51. People started sneaking into the Nevada desert hoping to catch a glimpse. And conspiracy theories exploded, claiming the government was hiding proof of alien life. Even today, decades later, the questions remain. Was Lazar telling the truth? Did the US government actually recover extraterrestrial technology? And if so, why is it still being hidden from the public? And the deeper you dig into Area 51's past, the more you realize that almost everything you thought you knew about the base is probably wrong. Because according to some former insiders, there were experiments even the public has no idea about. The forgotten files and untold secrets. Long after the U-2 planes, State Route 71 Blackbirds, and Bob Lazar's revelations, Area 51 remained shrouded in secrecy. The government never fully admitted what was tested inside the base. Documents were classified. Photographs were scarce. And anyone who signed a security clearance was forbidden to talk, under threat of prosecution. But now, decades later, a few forgotten files have surfaced. These documents reveal experiments on advanced propulsion systems that could surpass conventional physics. Flight tests of shapes and designs that resemble alien crafts, long before Bob Lazar's claims. Secret projects to study radar-evading technology that would later be used in stealth aircraft. One file even hints at unexplained incidents, flights where engineers reported strange energy readings and objects moving beyond human control. Many researchers believe these files confirm what Lazar described. That Area 51 was more than just a testing ground for planes. It may have been a place where humans first tried to reverse engineer extraterrestrial technology. And yet, the mystery continues. The base is still heavily guarded. The skies above it are still restricted. And the world outside still wonders what really happens inside those desert mountains. Some claim that the truth will never come out, hidden forever behind fences, cameras, and armed guards. Others believe the secrets are slowly leaking through whistleblowers, declassified documents, and mysterious sightings. But one thing is certain. Area 51 is not just a base. It's a symbol. A symbol of human curiosity, fear, and the possibility that we are not alone. And while the world continues to speculate, the forgotten files quietly remind us. The truth about Area 51 is far stranger than fiction.